First and foremost, we always like to give praise and honor to the God of Israel,
Amen.
of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is our second part of Black History. Well, the title of the message is Black History According to the Bible. And we're dealing with the curse today. The curse. I want to make sure everybody out there, who watching us, that don't get us confused as being racist. Because we're not racist. We're just explaining to you and preaching to you the Word of God, who Israel is. And a lot of people think that we got a lot of Hebrew camps that look like us saying that only Israel would be saved. And we know from the scripture that's not true. God said in Isaiah chapter 56, my house shall be a house of prayer for all nations. Revelation chapter 7 said he could number the nations that were coming with white garments. So don't get us confused with those guys on the street, other Hebrew camps. We believe in Jesus. We believe that he's the God of all people. They come under the banner of Israel. But we only do Black history to try to explain who the Israelites are. So when you come in contact with these other Jewish people, these Jewish people, you won't be confused. Because they are actually attempting to try to do all these holy days, Sabbaths, and everything according to the Bible, but they don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe he's black. They don't believe he came yet. They're still waiting on him to come. And that's the difference. These people will get a person that's a surfer reader and you'll think that they are the chosen people because they've been in the land since 1948, which is crazy. Because believe me, God called his people back to the land, Jesus should be sitting on whose throne?
Come on, David's throne.
David's throne.
Amen.
So you can't say that those are the chosen people that went back to the land. So we're dealing with the curse today to let people know this is how you identify who the Israelites are. And by my knowledge, those people in the land that call themselves Jewish people don't fit the curse at all. It comes, you're going to see that it fits us perfectly, like a glove. So we're going to start in Daniel chapter 9, in verse 9. There's no other nation that fits this curse. And people might be saying, y'all talking about people are cursed. If you don't follow God's law, you're going to be cursed no matter what nation it is. But he started his law off with a nation of people who were the Israelites, who's supposed to teach all the nations, everybody.
That's right.
But they follow the other nations and their gods. And we got to understand the curse falls on us worse. It's 7 times worse for us. And this is why the other nation can do crimes and get a slap on the wrist. But our daughters, our sons, our mothers and fathers, whoever it is, the Israel, they get the dogs put on them. They get put in jail for long amounts of time. They get all these big time punishments. And I never could understand why we as a people get punished more than other nations until I understood the book. It's just like you and your kid. You got somebody's kid staying with you and you got your kid staying with you. Your kid know you. You told them the rules. Now this other kid might break your rules and you'll say, hey, don't do that. But your kid, they already know that. They're going to get a worse punishment than somebody else's kid. And that's how God is. Y'all my kids, Israel. Y'all know my law. Y'all going to get a worse punishment. So we just making sure that everybody understand that we are not trying to be racist. We are not trying to say that black folk just cursed beyond repair. All we're saying is that learn the laws, and he said, I will be a little sanctuary for you in your enemy's land.
Yes.
Some help for you. But if you don't know who the people are or what they're supposed to be doing, how can he help you? How can he help any of us? He can't. His hands are tied. So we're going to turn to Daniel chapter 9. We're going to start reading at verse 9. Like I said, this is Black history according to the Bible. The curse. And we're going to understand the curse and who fixed this description. Verse 9. Go ahead, brother.
To the Lord our God belongs mercy and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him.
This is how we're going to get mercy and forgiveness. He has those keys. Nobody else. We searching for all the other nations. We searching for the President of the United States to help us. We searching for government programs to help us. We searching for all this stuff to help us. And it's not going to help us. We're in a worse state now than we were back in 1940, 50 years ago. People say, how can you say that? Because we was grouped. We was more united. But he said, though we have rebelled against him. This is against the Lord. How? Go ahead.
Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God,
Yes, sir.
to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets.
To walk in his law that he set before us. He set the Sabbath day before us. We walking in it today. But 99% of the world not walking in it. They're walking in it Sunday tomorrow. And I'm telling y'all, don't get confused, don't get discouraged because we have small numbers. God said that's a good thing, per se, because he said a few gonna enter in, gonna find the way of truth. A few compared to the world. Go ahead.
Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
How many?
All.
All Israel have. At one point in time, all of us that celebrated in Christmas, all of us that celebrate in Easter, and all of us, majority of us that celebrate in all these paganized holidays, everybody have transgressed the laws of God. But he got a way for us to get out of it if we read the book. But if we don't read the book, something coming. Go ahead.
Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
The what is poured upon us?
The curse is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
See what he said? The curse is poured upon us. Who are us? Israel.
That's right.
You got to know who us is. If you don't know who Israel is, how you gonna know the people of the book? And how you gonna get up out from under this curse? Not say get out from under, but get a little leniency from God. He said that is written in the law of Moses. But most of the Southern church people don't throw away the law of Moses. You ain't got to do that Mosaic law no more. This is how we rebel against him. But God said, I'm going to confirm my covenant whether you believe it or not. But go ahead.
And he has confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us.
Yes, sir.
By bringing us upon a great evil. For under the whole heaven has not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem.
Ain't nothing been done like they did to Israel. Nothing. Put in slave ship. You put in slave ship stacked up like planks, carried around like cargo to sell to all nations. Our men were castrated. Our children were raped. All this stuff had never been done to nobody else like Israel. But people don't want to hear that because it's not popular. It don't bring a crowd. But I'm telling you, God don't deal with crowds now. His people are very small among the nations. He want to make sure you understand, make sure you battle tested so you can go through these times of trouble. Because Israel is still going through these troubles. Look at the news. Look over there in Libya. Look what they're doing to the brothers and sisters over there. They are Israel. Nobody's telling them they're falling upon the curses. They're selling them. Selling them right now, this day and time, 2017 to 18, they were selling black men and women for $300 and $400. I couldn't believe it. But you go to the Sunday church, you go to all these churches, they can't explain why. We can, because it's the curse. Go ahead.
Verse 13. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, Yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God.
See what I'm saying? As it written in the law of Moses, how can you understand it if you don't read it? God did away with the law because when Jesus died on the cross, he did away with the Old Testament. We ain't got to do that no more. You have blinded yourself if you don't understand the law of Moses. You can't understand the book or God's people, who they are, unless you have the law of Moses, the first 5 books. You got to have it. He said, as it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil came upon us, yet made we not our prayers before the Lord our God. You listen to people, just find out, when they're going through a little time of trouble, see who they lean upon. See who they lean upon. When they're back against the wall, they're in some trouble, first person they're going to call out. See, you don't call out the Lord, man. They're going to call the police. Hey, y'all come down here to get somebody to help me. First person you need to call on the Lord. He can come faster than any police. But this is how our people are. We trust in all the other nations and their thing besides the Lord. And he hates that. Go ahead.
Yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth.
He said that we may turn from our iniquity, which is sin, that we may understand the truth. Understand it. How do you understand it? You study it. You read it. You get up with it. You go to bed with it. You can't understand the truth just taking one day out of the week, which is the Sabbath day. You can't understand, I'm telling you. You're going to be mixed up because you ain't putting your work and you ain't putting no time in it. Believe me, you want something, you want to understand something, you're going to put your time in. And a lot of people don't put their time or money in nothing that they don't want to learn, that they don't want to operate in. That's how you tell if they believe. If they put what they truly possess that's precious to them, they put that in, hey, they believe. They believe. Because most people right now, they have $1 million ideas. And they'll come and tell you, hey, I got this $1 million idea. Blase this and blase that. Hey, I want you to go and go help me sign a loan and go get this $1 million deal off the ground. I'm like, hey, okay, well, what you gonna put in the deal? Oh, I ain't got no money. I said, yes, you do. You got a check, don't you? You work? Yeah, but I got bills. You don't believe in your dream. You don't believe in it. You believe in that somebody else will help you. No, if you believe in something, you're going to put your time and money in it. And that's what's wrong with people. They don't put their time and money into understanding God. That's why he ain't delivering you out of your pain, helping you. It's pain for Israel, the curses of pain. We got to put time in this to understand this. Go ahead.
Therefore has the Lord watched upon the evil.
So you mean to tell me he watching these people persecute, kill us? Yeah. He said he written this in the law of Moses that this was going to happen. He's ordained this. He wrote this himself if we don't believe and follow his law. Go ahead.
Therefore the Lord watched upon the evil and brought it upon us.
Yes, sir.
For the Lord our God is righteous in all his works, which he doeth, for we obey not his voice.
He's not a man that's going to lie. Now, he said that from the law of Moses, we got to understand what he's talking about. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's see what was written in the law of Moses to see the curse in action. What nation of people do this match up with? People say, oh, this ain't got nothing to do with salvation, man. This sounds like a racist thing. I said, man, you can't idea the right people. If I tell you to go in the room and find a man with a red hat on, blue coat, he got $100,000 to give you to get out your debt, and he don't give you the description of the other man, he just walking there asking everybody, and he walked past the man, they got the money. How is that helping you? This is why Israel needs to be identified, who we are, so we can get salvation to you. You just can't just say, okay, he got the truth. No, you got to know who has the truth, who God ordained for the truth. Deuteronomy chapter 28, we're going to start in verse 1. Go ahead, brother.
And it shall come to pass, if thou hast hearkened diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Yes,
to
sir.
observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
Mm-hmm.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
See, that's the part that people like to put their focus on. He gonna ride us up on high of all the nations. But you forget one thing in here. He said, if you do all his commandments, all his commandments, he gonna do this for you. What he's gonna do for you? Go ahead.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee,
Yes,
if
sir.
thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field.
That sounds good, don't it? Go ahead.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground,
Your kids gonna be blessed, and everything you put your hand to and working at gonna be blessed. Go ahead.
and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
He telling us if we obey these laws and statutes and commandments, you're gonna be blessed in these areas. How you gonna be blessed if you're not obeying? You can't. And these people are running around the world saying that we need to help black people. Only God can help us out of this. These curses flowing so strong right now. If you don't see it, you blind as Stevie Wonder. What I mean by that is you ain't reading the book. You ain't putting your spiritual eyes on. You don't know who the people are. Most people think we're the bottom of the earth, the scum of the earth. They're gonna be amazed when God said, these are my people who you treated like this. But this is the part they focus on, the blessing. But God said he gonna ID his people through the curses. Let's jump down to verse 13. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath.
Yes, sir.
If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them.
So we got to do something. That little small word is very big. If you hearken and listen and do his commandment, he gonna ride you upon the height of the earth. You're gonna be blessed. Go ahead.
And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
He said, I don't want you to go aside from what I told you to do. I don't want you to go aside from the Passover to Easter. I don't want you to come from the Feast of Unleavened Bread to Christmas. I don't want you to go to these pagan gods that people serving in this world. But you mention those days that people sound foreign to them. This is how God said you reject me when you don't follow his law. Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these what?
Curses.
This is the curse he told you in Daniel that written in the law of Moses. Moses gonna come upon you. What are they? Go ahead.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
This is what he tells us about being cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Got some clips. We just got to understand, give a little visual to you. What do you mean by cursed in the field? We were picking cotton in the field. You were sun up to sundown, you picking cotton. This is on the line of one set of people, Israel. We did this for 400 years, man. Long time. We did it on the other side with Pharaoh, building his mighty cities in the field. This is what he's telling us. Go ahead.
17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
He's telling you right here, even when you come up, this black Israelite man got to stand up against this Gentile, and he being sold, he ain't acting right. What he gonna do? He gonna whip him. They put him in order. And we're getting whooped still today. And they wearing blue uniforms. But y'all don't give a care. They just doing this because we black. No, they doing you because the curse is upon you. And you don't want to acknowledge this. Go jump down to verse 20.
The Lord shall send upon the curse. Excuse me. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing vexation and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do,
Yes, sir.
until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doing, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
These are some of the curses we had to endure. No colors. All these things we had to endure. They calling us all these, we had got all these different types of diseases and everything. This is some of the plagues that was upon Israel. Well, he telling us, look, all this stuff we're going to have to endure from different nations. Because they have taken crafty counsel against us to destroy us. Because they don't want us to understand who we are. And when we give these Bible lessons to show you who Israel is, so you won't make a mistake and treat your brother and sister wrong for another nation also. You know how we like to choose other nations? Oh, they right. But the Israel, man, we can be right and have all the answers. They still say, nah, I don't believe you. Because a lot of them go off feelings and emotion instead of going on what the person is telling them or not the book. Go ahead, bro.
The Lord shall make the pestilent cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land,
Yes, sir.
whether thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, and with the fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
This is talking about your body with this consumption, this plague that will consume you. These are deadly diseases of black people. Diabetes, asthma, sarcoidosis, that thing when Bernie Mac died of, cancer, high blood pressure, kidney disease, strokes, HIV. He's striking us with this. Why? Because we're breaking this law. And we at the top of the list of all nations on every one of these, in every one of these categories.
Yes.
Black people. And people say, I don't know why. Because we got a code to live by. We got a law to live by. And the curse come upon you. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
And he's telling you about the heaven on you should be brass. Meaning that what are you trying to do in the world? It don't work. If you got fertile ground meaning that you working on something and it grows. But if you keep on your hand to something and it don't grow, something wrong. You operate under the curse. And sometimes Israel, I got to say this, sometimes Israel don't have enough faith. They'll quit, stop and start and just sticking it through. But we got to have this, he said read it again, verse what, 23. Yeah, reread 23 again.
Yes. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
I know back there I said that was talking about prison, but it can also mean like water in your ground. God sending you, a lot of times you have different type of things that you specialize in, and God wants to see them things which is to help you in your walk or help you in your business or help you in anything, but you so impatient that it don't work. You walk away from it. And mainly because we got to have the patience and the faith in him that he's going to make it work. And how we have patience and faith in him? Reading this book, understanding how he wants us to exemplify that patience in him. This is what it's talking about. Jump down to verse 30. Go ahead.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof.
And most of all, this is how we identify with the curse too, because if you had this man and woman, this black man and black woman with this white man. Now if she had a wife, he would sleep with his wife, which is Israel. Or if they had a daughter, the master had to sleep with the daughter first before he let the other slaves mate with their daughter. This is about the curse. All this stuff is going down in the Bible. We got to understand why we was treated like this in slavery. But people say, no, it ain't gonna happen. It's happening today. It's happening today. You don't even understand why is it happening. It's the curse upon us. Jump down to verse 32. Go ahead. We can't read them all. We're going to try to get some of them.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
You know, sons and daughters were sold different plantations. You sit up there, you got your child, or my son, or my daughter, and I'm looking at them like, man, I ain't gonna see her no more. I'm not gonna see Aaron no more. I'm not gonna see Jeffrey no more. Because they say, well, he's a goodly child, or she's a goodly child. Let's sell him to the Parker plantation. Let's sell him to the Wilkerson plantation. This is how you got your last name. Israel is supposed to be our last name, but our slave master gave us their last name. That's what people don't understand. These are plantation names that they gave us. Don't think that these are Hebrew names, Parker, Gully, Jones, all this. No, these plantation names. But we don't know this. We just going about the world like, okay, well, this is what it is. I want to know why they're treating us like that, why they did this to us. Go ahead, brother. You finished with 33? Okay. You did 33? No. Go ahead.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and cursed always.
A nation. What nation? This is a good example of what nation right here. The Europeans, the Gentiles. They still alive, they still kicking right now. This nation right here still feeding off of us, eating off of us day in and day out. They control it all. But we got to know these things so we can operate with them. So God can protect you with your enemies. We're going to get into that too. Go ahead. Jump down to verse 36. We're just showing you who lines up with the curse. A nation that going to eat up the land, all this stuff that you plant, they are the one going to profit off of it. You know, back in the day, when most people black folk were farming, the white man, you had to take your harvest to the white man. And once you take your harvest to the white man, he'll wait, tell you what all you make. But before you get there, he gonna say, now, Mr. Jeff, you know, your daughter was sick. I had to give you money for that. I mean, you had to buy a new donkey, you had to buy a new wagon, all this stuff. So you borrowed this from me, but you're not gonna get nothing for your harvest this year. You're gonna sell out. We're gonna sell it with the harvest you have. You ain't got no way of knowing that what he weighed was good. So you have to give it all to him. And now you start from ground zero. It happened like that all the time. During the history. This nation been doing us like this forever. It's like they're paying us on these jobs. You look at Manpower. They go in there and hire you to work on these different type of jobs, these little temporary jobs. They're going to pay you $10, but they're going to make $15. Same thing. And you ain't going to have enough to pay your bills at the end of the week. Same thing. This nation have got this thing set up. Go ahead, brother.
36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shall thy serve other gods, wood and stone.
What are you talking about? The nation. These nations gave you the cross. These nations gave you Buddha. These nations gave you the Horus. The animals, what are you going to call it? These nations gave you the cobblestone over there in the Arab, the cobblestone, the Muslim, what they worship in. They gave us all these things. God ain't never told us to worship him like that. Where do you get it from? I had to check a brother the other day. I said, man, why you wearing this cross, man? Oh, it ain't no cross, it's an arm. I said, what is an arm? You know what an arm is? Yeah, you know what it is. He's like, yeah, what it is? He symbolized